So one of the things that I found very powerful in the resourcing process and working with clientele who have been traumatized is helping them to learn how to orient to their environment effectively. And it sounds like a crazy thing, and it's actually the simplest thing in the world, so it's very difficult for people to do. But if you think about it, how does the lower brain know where we are in time and space? Only by the information that it can gather. And how does it gather the information? It gathers the information through the 5 senses. And so what we see, what we hear, what we smell, taste, and feel is the receptive, perceptive information that the lower brain is gathering from our environment, right? And so if you think about it on a biological level, what is being in the moment? What is being present? We've talked about this concept of being present and in the moment and in our bodies, since the 80s or maybe late 70s. What does that mean, and how do we get there? I mean, I remember for years and years and years I was trying to be in the moment, but I didn't know that it was as simple as feeding the lower brain the information that it needs to know where we are in time and space. That tells us we're in the moment, right? So I developed this little exercise, and it's called the 5's. What I do is I tell people to get 5 post-it notes, the little post-it notes, and just write the number 5 on all 5 of the 5 post-it notes, and put those 5 post-it notes in 5 locations. I recommend your alarm clock, your bathroom mirror, your kitchen sink, somewhere in your living room, and in your car. Now, every time you see one of those post-it notes with the number 5 on it, it's to remind you to take 5 minutes to focus on your 5 senses. And so if you take 1 minute, and you really take 1 minute of conscious focus and look around, really look around. You look up, you look down, you look behind you, you look under things. You look at the objects, you look at the colors, the shapes, the textures, but take the time, 1 minute, to just really look around. See if there's something in that space that you can find, that you can see from a different perspective, or something that you didn't even realize was there before. And then take a minute and listen to the sounds. Just stand there and listen to the sounds. Listen to the sounds that are going on outside, the birds, the traffic, the plane going by, the siren. Listen to the sounds that are going on inside the room, the hum of your computer, the hum of your refrigerator, the sound of the drip in the bathroom sink. Whatever is going on, take the time to really listen to those sounds. Go through all 5 senses that way. Take the time to smell. Our sense of smell is one of the most powerful of all of our 5 senses. We can distinguish 10,000 different scents. And each scent that we can distinguish can have memories attached to them. Not just one memory, but several. So you think about the power of our sense of smell and the way that we can associate 2 different times of our life, and the way that smelling things affects us emotionally and gives us a sense of resource and support. Same thing with with tasting. I encourage people to think about the tip of the tongue, the back of the tongue, the top, the bottom, the left, the right, and really exploring the palate. Salty, sweet, sour, metallic, acid. Really bringing your time and attention there. Because part of what we're doing is we're orienting to what's around us, and what we're ultimately telling the lower brain is, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. Right? Because as you're orienting to your environment, you're also taking note. There's no dog baring its teeth. There's no, man with a gun pointing it at me, right? So how we orient to the environment is also vitally important too. And then, of course, taking a minute to feel. And this is the one that's most difficult for most of us, because feeling is the very thing that we've been trying to avoid for so long. And if you can break it down just into sensation, and try to get out of initially the affect and meaning of those feelings, right, of what you're feeling. And so sometimes I just think about, I can feel the weight of my shirt, okay? I can feel where it's hitting my body and where it's not hitting my body. I can feel the difference in the temperature of my hands and face than the rest of me that's covered. I can feel the pressure of my jeans. Boy, can I feel the pressure of my jeans. I put on like 5 pounds, it's killing me. So anyway, I can feel my muffin top starting to form. I can feel the warmth of my feet in my shoes, right? So if we just focus on those kinds of things, the sensations, If you take 1 minute and just orient externally for each of your 5 senses, that's 5 minutes. If you want to take it to the next level, you can take 30 seconds, and I just recommend initially just practicing with 5 minutes, 5 times a day, 5 locations, 5 senses, orienting externally through your 5 senses. After that, then try 30 seconds through orienting through the 5 senses externally, and then 30 seconds each internally. So what can you imagine as far as, like, if you're looking around the room, obviously you've got the visual cortex working, and, but we can turn that internal, envisioning of our muscles, our bones, our organs, blood, the heart pumping, the lungs expanding and closing. So that way we're getting this kind of, imagined but visual sense of ourselves. And then the sounds our bodies make, the sound of your swallow, the sound of your heartbeat, the sound of your bones creaking. Bringing that kind of hyper-focus and awareness, in 5 minutes, you're going to be finding that space and that time and developing the musculature of knowing how to get here now, how to be present, how to be in the moment.